As you can see, I've made good progress on the press since last week when I was cutting everything to size. That was quite a job as all this material is extremely heavy and there was a lot of wire wheeling, seeing as though most of this material was used. And speaking about the used material, down here on the bottom, the 3x4 came from a sign from a local mechanic shop that was being replaced, so I took advantage of that opportunity. The I-beam on the top and the bottom, those were some drops from a local steel company. The 6x6s, the uprights here, and the C-channel for the bed, they both came from a local industrial building that was being torn down. And on Facebook, I was able to see some material for sale, and I got a really good buy on that. As you can see here, I've got plates at the bottom that are made up on the mill, which allow the pins to be super accurate. Now, I have not completed all the welding on this yet, so that still needs to be finished. And I've got some more bracing that I want to put in. I also have boat cranks here for raising and lowering the bed because I figured it'd be just a little bit too heavy to do by hand. I've got a hydraulic ram here that's 4-inch. That came out of Hydraulic Surplus online. And my 3-phase, 3-horsepower electric motor came from a Roselli press that I took it apart maybe 3 years ago. I knew I could use the motor. I've got a hydraulic pump from a John Deere tractor, and the fuel tank came from a project that I had built I built it to be a fuel tank, but now it's going to be a hydraulic tank. So it was nice to be able to get that used. I knew eventually I'd find some use for that. And then coming down here at the bottom, I've got a electric cutoff that I'm not exactly sure where I got that, but I do know it was free. I have a hydraulic controller that came from Hydraulic Surplus, so that would be new. And I have a magnetic switch that came from a horizontal press that I had used for a few years, but then it quit working and, well, it was time to scrap it out. So I was able to save some good parts from that. Now next week, I hope to be completed with this, and at least completed to the point that I can get it painted. And my wife will be painting it a nice blue, so it'll match some of the rest of the equipment. So I think that'll make it look considerably better. But as I said, I still have bracing, some welding to do, and mounting the parts we just talked about up top as well as there on the floor.